A towel covered in blood and a female wig were also removed from the scene.
This is the heartbreaking tale of Anika Townsend, a vibrant social media influencer whose life was cut way too short. Anika, also known as Slickianna, was a shining light in her community, spreading positivity and inspiration to her over 300,000 followers. But on that fateful October 2022 morning, everything changed. It was just another chill day in Redding, St. James, Jamaica. Folks were hitting the beach, ready to soak up some sun and catch some waves. But then, out of nowhere, some beachgoers stumbled upon a scene straight out of a horror movie. There, floating in the crystal clear water, was the lifeless body of Aneka Townsend. The 35-year-old mother of one, just days short of her 36th birthday, was discovered exposed with gruesome wounds on her head and neck. It was a sight that no one, especially the young witnesses, should ever have to see. The news of this twisted tragedy spread like wildfire, and the Jamaica Constabulary Force, or the JCF, wasted no time jumping on the case. The very next day, the JCF released a statement confirming that the body retrieved from the sea was indeed that of Anika Townsend. They called in the Marine Division to carefully remove Anika's body from the water, and upon closer examination, the grim reality of her final moments became clear. It appeared that Aneka had been strangled and shot in the head, painting a chilling picture of the struggle she endured until her very last breath. The JCF poured all their resources into the investigation, determined to bring Aneka's killer to justice. They issued a press release naming Rashawn Chizzy Patterson as a person of interest they wanted to question about the murder. The police urged Patterson to turn himself in, but the man allegedly refused, believing that his connections to a powerful figure made him untouchable. As the investigation progressed, detectives uncovered a key piece of information. On the night of her death, Anika had traveled from Kingston to Montego Bay, where Patterson had picked her up around 7:30 p.m. The two had visited a restaurant in Hanover and a guest house in St. James, but at some point during the evening, a heated argument erupted between them. It was then that Patterson allegedly strangled Anika and callously disposed of her body, leaving her to be discovered by unsuspecting beachgoers the following morning. The news of Anika's untimely death sent shockwaves through the community. People struggled to comprehend the loss of such a bright, innocent soul. Anika was a force to be reckoned with on social media, touching countless lives with her infectious energy and inspiring content. Her final TikTok video, posted mere days before her tragic end, showed her holding the keys to her new home, a symbol of the promising future that had been so cruelly ripped away from her. As the investigation into Patterson's background continued, a disturbing pattern emerged. Records revealed that Patterson had a history of violence against women, with previous charges of sexual assault, murder, and assault. In 2013, he had been accused of abducting a woman and taking the life of her partner, but the case was thrown out when prosecutors couldn't locate the key witness. This apparent ability to evade justice had likely emboldened Patterson, making him feel invincible. But there was more. In 2014, Patterson had allegedly committed a chillingly similar crime, sexually assaulting a woman and slashing her throat, leaving her for dead. The woman's partner tragically lost his life, trying to escape from the trunk of Patterson's car. Once again, the case was dismissed in 2017 when the victim failed to appear in court.
It is further reported that the judge threw out the case against Patterson after prosecutors conceded that they could not find the primary witness.
The revelation of Patterson's violent past only fueled the community's outrage. People demanded answers from law enforcement, questioning how a man with such a disturbing record could remain free to take another innocent life. The JCF faced immense pressure to apprehend Patterson and ensure that justice was served, not only for Aneka, but for the safety of the entire community.
Rashawn Patterson, whom the police say they believe can assist them greatly with their investigations into the death of Miss Townsend, had not made himself available. Patterson was given a deadline of 5 o'clock Saturday afternoon.
Theories began to circulate about Patterson's possible motives for killing Aneka. Some speculated that the argument stemmed from jealousy or a sense of entitlement, while others pointed to his history of violence against women, suggesting that Aneka had become yet another victim of his uncontrollable rage. The manhunt for Patterson kicked into high gear, with the JCF leaving no stone unturned. They conducted raids, surveillance operations, and worked tirelessly to bring the suspect into custody. The community held its collective breath, hoping that justice would prevail and that Aneka's family would find some measure of closure amidst their unimaginable grief. As the tragic news spread, those who knew and loved Aneka began to share their cherished memories of her. Aneka, affectionately called Cayenne and Slickianna by her inner circle, was a beacon of light in so many lives. Her infectious smile and unwavering positivity touched everyone she encountered. Born and raised in Jamaica, Aneka had always dreamed of making a difference in the world. As a young single mother, she poured her heart and soul into raising her son, instilling in him the values of kindness, resilience, and the pursuit of his dreams. Aneka's love for her child was evident in every aspect of her life, and she worked tirelessly to provide him with the best possible future. In her early 30s, Aneka's magnetic personality and unique spirit propelled her to social media stardom. With over 300,000 Instagram followers, she became a role model for countless young women, encouraging them to embrace their authenticity and chase their goals. Her impeccable fashion sense and collaborations with top brands solidified her status as a beloved influencer. But Aneka's impact extended far beyond the realm of fashion and aesthetics. She used her platform to spread messages of positivity, self-love, and the importance of living life to the fullest.
The question is never, do you look good? It's, can other people handle it? And I mean...
As word of Aneka's passing spread, her family and friends united in their shared grief, finding solace in the outpouring of love and support from the community. Candlelight vigils were held, with tears flowing freely as people shared their fondest memories of the vibrant young woman who had touched so many lives.
On Monday night, mourners gathered in the middle of Kingston, Jamaica with candles to shed tears and to try and comfort each other after the shocking death of a popular social media influencer.
Aneka's mother, a pillar of strength even in the face of unimaginable loss, spoke of her daughter's kind heart and tireless efforts to make the world a better place.
And for someone to hurt her like that, it really hurts. She didn't deserve it.
Aneka's legacy lived on through the countless lives she had inspired, the smiles she had brought to people's faces, and the indelible mark she had left on her followers. Her family vowed to keep her memory alive, ensuring that her light would continue to shine brightly, even in the darkest of times. As the community grappled with the senseless violence that had claimed Aneka's life, they found unity in their shared quest for justice. They rallied around her family, offering love, support, and the promise that Aneka's story would never be forgotten. In the midst of such heartbreak, they clung to the hope that her legacy would be one of lasting change, a catalyst for a safer and more compassionate world. The heartbreaking loss of Aneka Townsend served as a stark reminder of the pervasive issue of gender-based violence, not only in Jamaica, but throughout the Caribbean and beyond. As the community mourned the loss of such a beloved and vibrant individual, there was a growing realization that change was desperately needed to create a safer and more just society for all. The statistics paint a grim picture of the reality faced by women in the Caribbean region. A United Nations report revealed that this part of the world has some of the highest rates of gender-based violence globally, with 1 in 3 women experiencing physical or sexual violence at some point in their lives. In Jamaica alone, the police receive an average of 450 reports of DV each month, a figure that experts believe represents only a fraction of the actual incidents occurring. Many victims choose not to report these crimes due to fear of retaliation from their abusers or a lack of trust in law enforcement. The tragic cycle of DV often traps victims in a web of fear, as abusive partners employ intimidation tactics to maintain control and prevent them from seeking help. The root causes of this crisis in the Caribbean are complex and multifaceted, stemming from issues such as economic inequality, lack of education and resources, and deeply ingrained misogynistic attitudes that prioritize male dominance. These factors contribute to the perpetuation of violence against women, while toxic masculinity normalizes aggression and the objectification of women. Sadly, the scourge of gender-based violence is not limited to the Caribbean region. Women across the globe face discrimination, harassment, and violence on a daily basis. In the United States, it is estimated that 1 in 4 women will experience DV at some point in their lives. To combat this pervasive issue, governments, organizations, and individuals must come together together to challenge the attitudes and beliefs that perpetuate violence against women. Fostering a culture of respect, equality, and non-violence is crucial in this fight. Education plays a vital role in this endeavor. From a young age, children must be taught about healthy relationships, consent, and the importance of treating all individuals with respect. Schools and communities must create safe spaces for open dialogue and support, where victims of violence can access the resources and assistance they need to heal and rebuild their lives. Governments must strengthen laws and ensure their enforcement, holding perpetrators accountable for their actions and providing protection for victims. This requires increased funding for resources such as shelters, counseling services, and legal aid, as well as training for law enforcement and court officials to handle cases with sensitivity and effectiveness. Most importantly, cultural norms and attitudes that enable violence to persist must be challenged and transformed. This requires the collective effort of society as a whole, from community leaders and influencers to everyday citizens. Toxic masculinity, which glorifies violence and dominance, must be rejected in favor of a new vision of manhood rooted in empathy, respect, and nonviolence. Amplifying the voices of survivors and those working tirelessly for change is crucial in this fight, as is standing in solidarity with those who have been impacted by violence.
It was the loud shouts of police and flashing blue lights outside the gates of the Palm Tree Guest House in Green Island, Hanover, sometime after 12:30 a.m. Wednesday, that made it clear to the owner that something was not right.
On November 1st, authorities finally arrested Patterson and charged him with both Aneka's murder and the 2018 assault against his ex-girlfriend. He is currently trying to get bail, but the judge knows better than to let it happen. And this time, hopefully, Patterson will rot in prison. The loss of Aneka Townsend serves as a powerful call to action for us all. Her story is a poignant reminder of the countless lives shattered by gender-based violence and the urgent need for change. As we honor her memory and fight for justice, let us also commit to building a world where every individual can live free from fear and violence, where every life is valued and where every voice is heard.
Sham posted this tribute on IG with the caption, "My friend." Bounty Killer also memorialized Slickianna by reposting one of her photos and adding this message: "Stop violence against women."
Aneka's legacy lives on through each and every one of us. Let us honor her memory by working tirelessly to create a safer, more just society for all. The path ahead may be challenging, but together we can make a difference. Let us do it for Aneka, for all the lives lost to violence, and for the generations to come. Rest in power, Aneka. Your light will forever shine in the hearts of those who knew and loved you. Together, we will continue the fight for justice and equality, ensuring that your memory lives on as a beacon of hope and change. Peace and love to all. Thanks for watching, y'all. What are your thoughts on this case? Do you know any other similar stories? Let me know in a comment down below. And before you leave, don't forget to like and subscribe. See you soon, and keep yourselves safe.